Hello guys and gals, I will be reading from Mythical Monsters, Legendary Fearsome Creatures. And this was a book I actually got from a book fair. I'm looking for an author. If there's an author on this page. Okay. It says Gerrie, McCall, and Chris McNab. And it's by Scholastic. So I got this from a book fair. Library hosted a book fair. I bought it. This book has really got some kind of disturbing or scary looking images, but I tend to really love that kind of stuff. Just a warning though. Okay, this is copyright 2011 by Amber Books Limited. We will probably be reading a few of these. We'll start with the ancient legends and folklore, like Beowulf's dragon, Chupacabra. We'll read maybe 4 of these. I don't want to go too long into this. And there's Medusa. Great. Of course, well, we might as well read the introduction. And then there's Dracula. For as long as humans have had fears, there have been stories about monsters. Some monsters were born of literature and myth, creatures such as the Cyclops, the Sphinx, and the Minotaur. For ancient people, these were not mere fantasies, but real-life beliefs that haunted their lives. The citizens of ancient Greece, for example, believed they faced an afterlife meeting with the three-headed dog Cerberus. In North America, Native Americans would tremble in fear of the thunderbird every time a storm slashed through the sky. Legends of many ancient monsters survived to terrorize people born hundreds of years later. The Basilisk, a lethal hybrid creature first described 2,000 years ago by the Roman writer Pliny, was still feared and encountered by the 16th century AD and 1587. A basilisk was said to have killed 2 young girls who were hiding in their cellar in Poland. But haven't we moved on since then? Don't we know now that monsters are just products of fantasy? Don't be so sure. Several of the monsters in this book are certainly figures of pure invention. King Kong was created for cinema in 1933, and Godzilla has been the star of films and print for more than 50 years. Yet countless witnesses throughout history have claimed that monsters are every bit as real as you and me. They have seen them with their own eyes. Thousands of people, for example, say they have seen the Loch Ness Monster. Scientists still aren't able to explain the sightings and huge footprints of Bigfoot. Reports of reptoid aliens come from around the world, and more than 1,000 people claim to have witnessed the Jersey Devil in 1909. All monster stories lurk somewhere between fantasy and reality. Everyone knows that some creatures are pure myth, but people love to hear a good story. Oftentimes, skeptics discredit modern monster stories by giving scientific explanations, like Bigfoot is just a big ape. But what is so wrong with believing? Thousands of witnesses can't all be lying, right? Don't let the skeptics fool you. It's human nature to be interested in the unknown, and many people, even the non-believers, secretly want to believe in these strange beasts. And we're going to start off with Beowulf's dragon. I don't believe that the dragon was ever actually given a name in Beowulf. But anyways, let's start here. It says, the barbed tail shaped like an arrowhead, can be used as a weapon in battle. In fights, the tail operates like a rudder, balancing the dragon and allowing it to execute skillful aerial moves. Okay, now the eyes. It says, adapted to see in the dim light of caves, the dragon's eyes are well suited for watching over its hoard of plundered treasures. Jaws. The fiery breath lights the skies. Chainmail proves no defense against the crushing jaws and poisonous fangs. A reservoir of venom is located in the upper jaw. Okay. Body. The dragon's enormous body is blackened by the soot of its own flames. Its blue-green scales glow with inner fire. Okay. And wings. Bat-like wings attached to the torso by robust muscles lift the dragon in flight. The bones within the wing structure are hollow to reduce their weight. Okay. Now we're going to go like this. Coiled in a cavern beneath the gray rock, there is a terrifying dragon, a fire drake measuring 50 feet, 15 meters long. The dragon guards its lair filled with piles of priceless treasure. Its heavy body blocks daylight from reaching the armor, goblets, jewels, coins, and golden swords. It hoards deep in the cave. When a thief steals a golden cup from the lair, the dragon rampages through the countryside, burning everything it sees. The fire drake breathes flames that light up the sky, terrifying villagers and burning every home in Greatland. Beowulf, king of the Geats, armed with a magic sword, leads an army to battle to face the dragon. Now, this is really small print, so I'm going to have to get in really close here. Beowulf strikes the dragon with his sword, but the blow glances off the beast's terrible hide. Beowulf is engulfed in the dragon's flame, a sight so terrifying that his army flees. Only the faithful Wiglaf remains to help Beowulf. Beowulf breaks off the blade of his magic sword in the dragon's head. Bitten on the neck by the dragon, Beowulf is soaked in his own blood, but continues fighting. Wiglaf stabs the dragon in its vulnerable place, and Beowulf slashes it through the middle, cutting the monster in two and ending its life. Okay. Where in the world? Greatland is a region in the south of Sweden. It's where Beowulf met the mighty dragon in battle. Greatland's deep forests provide the ideal habitat for fire-breathing dragons. Did you know? We are going to go over this did you know thing. Beowulf dies from his battle wounds. The dragon's treasure is removed from the cave and buried with Beowulf. All the pieces of the dragon's corpse are thrown into the sea. The dragon's flame were so intense they burnt Wingeth's shield down to the handle. Wooden shields such as the one Wingeth used are a poor choice when doing battle with a fire drake. Beowulf carries an iron shield bearing the image of a dragon. A dragon's lightweight bones are tougher than reinforced concrete. Smoke rising from the mouth of the cave, usually a telltale sign with a dragon residing within. The dragon is the largest known flying creature. Okay. And we are on to the Chupacabra, which looks a lot like an alien. The Chupacabra. The goat-sucking monster, in other words. Okay, it says eyes. The size of hen's eggs, the big eyes glow an alien red. Some witnesses claim they fire laser beams to paralyze victims. Claws. The monster's clawed feet and hands have huge, viciously carved and wickedly sharp claws for pinning down helpless prey. Legs. He's got some nice legs. These are long and muscular for bounding 66 feet, 20 meters at a stride. When advancing on prey, strangely, this monster leaves no footprints. Okay, that's weird. Fangs. Witnesses say that Chupacabra's mouth bristles with great fangs. Some say they are bright red. Skin. Some witnesses say the beast has bare gray or blue skin. Others say it has scales or fur. Wings. The Chupacabra is usually said to have bat-like wings with a span of up to 13 feet, 4 meters. A few reports say it has no wings. Okay. Spines. These reportedly burst through the skin of the monster's head and back. Their purpose is unknown. They may offer protection against enemies. Size. Eyewitness accounts are muddled. Estimates of the creature's height is the standing position vary from 3 feet, 3 inches, 1 meter, to 6 feet, 6 inches, 2 meters. Okay, let's get down to business. A modern menace in the Americas, this blood-sucking bat-like fiend is blamed by farmers and the authorities alike for the brutal slaying of pets and livestock. This multi-fanged, many-spined, foul-smelling monster was first reported in 1995. It seeks out a victim in the dark of night and preys on a range of farm and domestic animals, sucking them dry of blood. Its name means goat sucker after its first victim. Some people say that the Chupacabra comes from outer space, while others say it is the result of a U.S. military experiment. Yeah, that poor goat. A Chupacabra swoops towards a small herd of goats and drops silently between the trees. A ragged silhouette against the night sky. Sensing danger, the goats shuffle nervously. They start to bleat in panic as the monster strides towards them, moving unnaturally fast on its long legs. Paralyzed by terror and the foul, sulphurous odor of the Chupacabra, the goats are helpless to flee. The monster seizes the nearest one with its claws, plunging its huge fangs into the animal, and swiftly sucks out every last drop of blood. Goat after goat, it drains the whole herd, then slips off in search of other prey. For a Chupacabra's craving for blood is never satisfied, it leaves no tracks behind. Now, where in the world? Puerto Rico. The Chupacabra is known in Central and South America. There are also reports from the southern states of the USA, including California, Arizona, Texas, and Florida. Most sightings are from Puerto Rico and Ireland, 994 miles, 1,600 kilograms, southeast of Florida. Okay. And we're going to go with Did You Know? While we look at this thing sucking a goat dry. Yeah. 2 Brazilian fishermen claim they shot a Chupacabra dead and still have its head, which they refuse to let anyone examine. The mayor of Canovanas, a town in Puerto Rico, leads Chupacabra search parties armed with a crucifix and a gun. He also sets traps around the town in hopes of catching one of the elusive creatures. In 1996, a Mexican policeman opened fire on a Chupacabra at close range, but his bullets had no effect and the monster escaped. Attacks on humans are rare, but a nurse in Mexico reportedly lost an arm to the fangs of a Chupacabra. I think we got time for one more. Let's go ahead and learn about, I don't know how to pronounce this, so bear with me. Gorynych. We'll say Gorynych. I think it's Russian. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, Russian, Ukraine. Okay. Heads. It has 3-fanged, fire-spitting heads with terrible horns, make it impossible to approach. Gorynych, 6 watchful eyes, and a heightened sense of smell enable him to detect a maiden from a mile, 1.6 kilometers away. Got lots of tails there, too, man. Claws. Iron claws rip knights' suits of armor open as if they were aluminum cans. Okay. Wings. It says, although its great bulk prevents him from flying quickly, Gorynich's wings allow him to descend in places where he is least expected. Body. The scaly body produces a reek of sulfur that hangs around Gorynych like a sinister cloud. Tails. 7 wildly thrashing tails render the dragon's back end as hazardous as its front. Okay. Don't stand behind it. Okay, let's get started here. This savage Russian dragon has 3 fire-spitting heads, 7 tails. Gorynych walks on his 2 hind legs and has 2 small front legs, like a Tyrannosaurus rex. His iron claws can slash through the shield or suit of armor, or can slash through any shield or suit of armor. The air around Gorynych reeks of sulfur, a sign of its evil. His uncle, the sorcerer Nemo Chelavek, kidnapped the Tsar's daughter and intended her to wed Gorynych. The princess is imprisoned in the sorcerer's dark mountain castle. Desperate to have his daughter back, the Tsar offers a huge reward to anyone who can rescue the princess from the castle. Many princes try and fail. They even get Mario. He's always rescuing the princess from sulphurous creatures. Ivan, a palace guard who understands the speech of animals, overhears 2 crows discussing where the princess is hidden. The Tsar gives Ivan a magic sword to help him on his rescue mission. Nemo Chelavek's fortress is unguarded because he believes no one would dare approach him. Nemo Chelavek turns himself into a giant when he discovers Ivan in his castle. The magic sword flies from Ivan's hand, killing the giant, and then flies through the castle halls until it finds and slays Gorynych. Ivan marries the princess. Happy ending. Okay, and we have Where in the World. The fearsome seven-tailed Gorynych is featured in folk tales and myths originating from Russia and Ukraine. Okay, and now we're going to do Did You Know? Which I probably didn't. Gorynych caused eclipses of the sun and moon. The fact that they reappeared showed that even a powerful dragon could not defeat the sun and moon. The Russians took this as a sign that dragons can be defeated by the righteous. Not all Slavic dragons are destructive. The Slovenian city of Ljubljana is protected by a dragon. This benevolent dragon is pictured on the city's coat of arms. Let me get a close-up of that city name. And I'm not familiar with that language, with Slavic language. There are no cave paintings of dragons because caves are the favorite residence of dragons. The dragon residing in the cave would have driven all cave painters away. A magic sword that enables the warrior to stand far away from the dragon is an ideal weapon for battling with dragons. And with that, we are going to stop this and pick up when we get back with Nucker. Or Nucker? Nucker, I believe is the name. Nucker. That's his actual size, but he looks kind of cool. Anyways, with that being said, this has been a reading from Mythical Monsters, Legendary Fearsome Creatures, and it's going to be a new series, probably. So, with that being said, this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If you like this content, then make sure that you hit like and that you hit like, that you subscribe, and that you ring the bell so you know when I upload. And if you want to support me, then all the information will be in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.